You're going to find yourself getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So you're off in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. Doesn't qualify as well as he races. Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani, not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haight deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin. And I would say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately, isn't it? What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Oh, Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well. Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third. Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed more and forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike. Good have a go. Werrell, don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Moving on to the back end of Bill Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for those.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's want to have fun. Yeah.
It's all about the entertainment.
So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is enjoying himself watching the Burger King machines off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back with the IGP Super Formula Lights Round 5 at Fuji, and it is raining. Not just any bit of rain, torrential rain here in Japan, in Oyama. It is absolutely tipping down. Currently, you see there off the track, it is rain-soaked all the way through. Let's bring you up to date with the top 20 in the standings, and because that's basically what we're going to cover. Kevin Zwemstra out in front on 162. Luca Varani finds himself in second place on 150. Andy Flint on 141. Then you've got Antonio Jimenez behind that one. Simon Froelich in fifth. Shaq Williams in sixth. Lee Aberdeen is in seventh place. Then we've got Marlon Morden, who is in eighth. Paula May, Dennis Cornu, Joseph Marlucas, Stefan Dodora, Luca Ludovic Rancon, Raheem Hakim, and Bart Jan van der Laan in the top 15. Dennis Kiriakopoulos, 16th, Fibar Rabelard in 17th, Mackenzie Roon 18th, Robert Ridgway in 19th, and Patrick Williams has sneaked himself into the top 20. Hi, I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Mr. Tom Cairns at this moment in time, and you can see from the lap times on the left-hand side, it's a 1:36.244 for Simon Froelich at this moment in time, what is taking pole position. Tom, welcome in. How are you?
Hello James, hello to everyone. Yes, we're gearing up for some Super Formula action, and it's quite a, where better than Japan, eh? Because that's pretty much where Super Formula was founded. I mean, those of you old enough to remember the days of Formula Nippon and Japanese Formula 3000. Yes, we are going that far. But of course, Mount Fuji has been around for decades, the former home of the Formula 1 Japanese Grand Prix on 4 occasions, the last being in 2008. We did, of course, have a wet race in 2007, the first time that F1 came back to this venue. For 30 years, Lewis Hamilton winning out in the wet, an important one in regards to the championship. But of course, nothing beats the famous 1976 finale, where James Hunt was able to snatch the title from Niki Lauda in the worst of conditions, and in no way in the present world would any form of racing series race in the conditions that they had back then. But of course, as far as iRacing is concerned, the drivers know their way around in the wet, trying to find all the grip they can as qualifying reaches its climax, with Simon Froelich continuing his good form after winning out last week in Sebring.
Yeah, he is top of the standings at the moment. We've got a shorter grid than normal. We've got 32 cars on the race circuit, but that may have something to do with the fact that it is absolutely tipping down. Here, you can see Andy Flynn is literally tiptoeing around as if he's a ballerina here. He's going very, very slowly indeed. And when this kicks off, Tom, there is going to be spray everywhere. They're going to be literally rain-soaked in these cars. If these were IRL cars, these guys would be absolutely wringing wet. This is not great racing today, and not conditions I'm sure any of these drivers will love.
No, and this is a different challenge to what they would have been. And in case you're wondering, they are racing without the chicane, which way is trying to find the correct way through it, but just went a little bit too too much speed into the kink of turn 10, and he gets back onto the circuit anyway. But yes, it is going to be a very hard one for the drivers, even though it is a short lap, 4.5 kilometers without the chicane, and you're just going to have to find where the braking points are going to be for them, especially through the sharp right-handers of turns 1 and maybe turn 11, which would be turn 12, but it is turn 11, or turn 12 as it is, towards the end of the lap. But it's a long 1.5 kilometres straight before that first braking zone of turn 1, which the drivers are going to have to be mindful of as we reach the end of qualifying, and it's a good chance for you to go over the grid.
Yeah, here we go now. This is the grid for the race. Simon Froelich out in front by 1/10 over Raheem Hakim. Lee Aberdeen in third, Marlon Morden fourth, Mackenzie Roon fifth, Jakub Oleszewski sitting in 6th place. Then you've got Tony Jimenez, Nicholas Marino, Koji Ito, Kevin Zwemstra, Dennis Cornu, and Luca Varani down in 12th. Eunice Amal at 13th, Robert Ridgway, Joseph Lucas and Ngayan round out 15. Paul LeMay 16th, Simon Fessy 17th, Zoltan Zamotta and Clark Williams round out the top 20. Reno Scatini 21st, Stefan Dollar 22nd, Andy Flint and Simon Gabriel in 24th. Elliot Yingling 25th, Ben Goyette, Michael LeMay, Patrick Williams, Richard Van Veen, Costas Tenebrow, Dorian Oruru, Oscar Artinanu and Alexis de Klerk, who did not set a time in qualifying, so I'm not expecting him to be out on the grid here. And well, we're going to have 32 laps of this and 32 laps of In the Rain. Popo Zone right the way round till coming out of Coca-Cola, which is the way they're facing, is down past turn 1, through turn 2 and through the left-hander as they start going into 100R, the loop there of this racetrack. It's how many are we going to survive? Tom, we've got 32. How many do we reckon we're going to finish?
I think we'll see 24 make it to the checker flag.
Oh, I reckon I'm going to err on the side of caution and I'm going to say 26. That's what I'm saying right now. Let us know in YouTube chat how many you think will finish this race, as Simon Froelich is on pole position, ready to go there for the Hydro Race Racing Forces machine is Simon. As all the cars are getting onto the grid, just waiting for Robert Ridgway. As I say, I don't think Alexis de Klerk is actually joining us. And then we're going to be lights out and away we go. Ladies and gentlemen, round 5 from Fuji is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Green, green, green. Simon Froelich getting off the line there, and then Lee Aberdeen jumping Raheem Hakim, who did not really go anywhere. Look at the spray coming down in front of these drivers. They can't see absolutely anything. They are literally blind. They are tiptoeing through these corners. Simon Froelich out in front, who could see everything by 1.3 seconds at the moment. Now they're free to go racing. Not that they haven't already, to be blatantly honest. There's a wide runner in Raheem Hakim. He is not loving this rain. Mackenzie Roon, Jacob Oleszewski, Tony Jimenez. It's umbrella time, boys. It's literally welly time as these guys continue to fight it out here as well. Great action, but I can tell you now, Tom, some of these people are not loving this weather.
No, they're more interested in just keeping the car on the circuit as opposed to racing each other. Simon Froelich, I can't believe how brilliant of a start he had from pole and just sprinting away ahead of the pack, ahead of Lee Aberdeen, who has had a brilliant start, but Raheem Hakim has had one of the worst starts he's had so far this season. Kevin Struncher up 3 positions, Robert Ridgway up 4, and further down his drivers who have either gained or lost a position pretty much. But it's a clean start nevertheless by the pack as they make their way around the right-hander, which is the 3rd to last corner of the lap before they get to nets.
Coming out the other side into Panasonic turn 16, running round Raheem Hakim is, look at the track, it is drenched, absolutely drenched, and that is the view from Mackenzie Roon in the cockpit. He sees nothing. He sees nothing apart from rooster tails coming off the cars in front. We've got Marlon Morden pulled to the right-hand side. Mackenzie Roon's followed him. Does he even know where he is? I don't even know where he is, and I'm the one operating the cameras. Mackenzie Roon is in there somewhere, just going into turn 1 behind Marlon Morden, Jakob Oleszewski. There's Eunice Amel and Luca Varani. Varani down 2 places. Tiptoeing round for Luca Varani. He's losing spots. You want to stay off the curb if you can help it, because otherwise that's going to happen in the background. Wow.
That's Lucas going over. Lucas got a tap from someone who got on the curb, as you rightly mentioned. Yeah, so he clearly couldn't pick up on who it was that touched him, but the driver ahead of him that caught the curb was the one that hit him on the exit. So it's not Simon Gabriel. In fact, that was after the contact was made. So you could just see drivers struggling to go through there, and there was contact actually. Paul LeMay did very well to avoid all of that, in all honesty. But yeah, that's a barrel roll and a half for Joe Lucas, who rolled over. And Ngayan was the one that rolled over. Another car going off the circuit on the far side before Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So the drivers are really beginning to struggle now. It's like the first attempt really in proper racing conditions they've gone through there since the start of the race. But we're looking at Marlon Morden, who has got Mackenzie Roon right to his left. And Morden is off at Panasonic.
Yeah, Stefan Dodder has jumped back to the pit lane. Stefan Dodder and Zoltan Zamora went off together. And Zoltan Zamora is there. Dodder must have been in and around. Oh, dude, you're on the grass. You're on the wet stuff. You're on the curb. What are you expecting? Dodder is already going before he's even got to the corner. And is he going to take the front end off? He is, unfortunately, off that car. So Stefan Dodder into the pit lane. We've got Nicholas Marino. Lee Aberdeen is also into the pits. Lee Aberdeen in the pit lane. Oh, Lee, what did you do? Whatever you did it before then.
Oh, for goodness sake.
How did you not?
He's had a problem somewhere, or I don't know if it's like...
He just got hit from a car. That was Nicholas Marino down the straight, who just didn't see him.
I'll tell you what that reminds me of was Adelaide 89, where Nelson Piquet ran into the back of Piercarlo Ginzani when he was trying to lap him in wet conditions. Was just no visibility whatsoever. So yeah, in case any of you haven't seen that one, I'd probably say have a look at it because you'll see where I'm coming from. But Luca Ferrani's running in P7 now. It seems to have got his act together a little bit, and he's right behind Yunus Amal in the fight for P6, but they're quite some way off the next group of cars ahead of them. Ridgway in 4th position now. He's done very well to stay out of trouble in the early stages, up from 14th to 4th, and behind Verani, Kevin Strumstra, who has had a positive start, has just gone wide through the section of Dunlop, but he's able to get back on the circuit rather swiftly. But we've had a lot of casualties so far in this race already, which is predictable because they just can't seem to find where the grip is at.
Yeah, they're just not braking early enough. They're not hunting for it. I think that was Ferrari almost on his way round there. His back end really did go. Jakub Oleswinski, believe it or not, behind in that spray is Raheem Hakim. And you're just going to see him pull out on the left-hand side. There he is. It's all been a bit calamitous at the beginning of this one. We have got Lee Aberdeen in the pit lane. Marino out. Stefan Dodder is on his way out the pits. Mark Lucas is out. Clark Williams is out. Alexis de Klerk didn't take to the start. So we're already down to 32. Williams has crashed. Dorian Aruro's been off. Kevin Swemstra has also been off. Simon Fessi is in the mix at this moment in time. He's battling away with Koji Ito, who's at his home circuit, and Kevin Swemstra in front of him. So still action all the way through. Oscar Artinanu has just lost that place to Costas Tenebrow. Dorian Aruro is side by side with Marlon Morden, who went off the track a little bit earlier on and is gone off the circuit again. And that is just not spotting your braking points early enough. He does get let through from Dorian Aruro. And to be honest, Dorian, the amount of times he's been off the circuit, you can guarantee he'll be off again up the road. So don't worry about it too much. Jakub Oleswinski with Raheem Hakim, but Simon Frelich, 6.5 seconds out in front, clearly knows where the racetrack is, knows where the rain is, and knows how to brake.
Is it too early to call him the Rainmeister? Because it looks like he owns this circuit even in the wet.
Oh, he's done a great job. To pull away 6.5 seconds on lap 4, and we've still got 28 to go, he has done an absolutely stellar job, to be honest. It was like a race I watched the other day. The guy was literally 30 seconds up the road. Mind you, he was in a different car. He was in a GT4, but he was still 30 seconds up the road in the rain. And then turns around and says, oh yeah, the only bit of practice I did is when I got into the practice session. So, you know, for the poor guys that were struggling in the rain, a little bit gutted. Luca Verani is tucked in between Yunus Amal, and unfortunately, I don't think Luca can really see any. No, he can't see nothing. Dude, you're better off going to the right-hand side to try and at least try and see a little bit, as he does kind of pull out. Now he's got to try and spot his braking point. No, pull out again. Does pull out again, hard on the brakes. Is he going to get that car stopped? He is. And slide up from Luca Verani, but at least he gets it stopped and goes into turn 1.
Yeah, but he was on the race line. He was never going to see a thing. He pulled out just to see how far the car ahead of him up the road, Yunus Amal, was. And he could have even just gone back onto the racing line so that he just braked in time and took a better line than he was reluctant to into the hairpin of turn 1. But we're starting to see drivers struggling. Fuji Ito is struggling now. He's gone down to 12th position. It's a shame because he qualified quite highly up in the top 10. And Yunus Amal has fallen behind Luca Ferrani now, 4th position. So Yunus Amal down a place. Further up ahead of him, I think Robert Ridgway, has lost the position to Dennis Cornu on the last lap. So he's down to 5th position, whereas Reham Hakim has begun his recovery. He's already up into the podium places. But now we're seeing Amal about to lose another place at the expense of the Dutchman, Kevin Stremscher, through Dunlop and heading towards next they go. Stremscher did well to just pull out in the end, so they made sure they got through the corner fine. But now we're looking at Robert Ridgway, who's got back through on Cornu for 4th position into the last corner.
Yeah, these guys swap places a couple of times there. And on board we go with Dennis Cornu, who believes he is tucked up behind Robert Ridgway. There you go, in that rain-soaked car. Say goodbye, adios, senore, as we go down into turn 1. Robert Ridgway, job done. Patrick Williams has looked like he's had another incident. Oscar Antinano also had another incident. Ridgway there tries to pull over, but Dennis Cornu takes that position and keeps it. Kevin Zwemstra almost a second back from Yunus Amal, is almost a second back from Luca Vriani. Simone Gabrielli is here chasing down Simon Fessi, and that behind him is a back marker, believe it or not. That is not Koji Ito, that is Lee Aberdeen, who is all the way down in 28th, unfortunately, for Aberdeen, and just got that all a little bit wrong and carried far too much speed. Costas Tenebrail taking a position away from Marlon Morden, who has just gone off the side of the circuit once more. Is he going to be able to stay on the circuit tonight? And is he going to be able to keep this position from Costas on the brakes? He's not really braking. And again, Morden is... It reminds me, as Elliot Yingling has just had an incident, of somebody who's got the pace, but hasn't quite got the control to go with it. And I think that's the problem for me at this moment in time with Marlon Morden. He's got pace for days, but he's got no control over the car. He's not stopping the car when he's supposed to. He's going in, just basically people have allowed him to go through, because he was coming through regardless. He's been off the track so many times and he's made many mistakes. And unfortunately, he's done another one there. Yeah. I don't think he's got the control. It's like being Max Verstappen, but driving as Nikita Mazepin.
Yeah. Well, Simon Frelick's posted a new fastest up of the race in contrast to 1 minute 48.0. Oslowski is able to match that pretty much in second place. You can see that he's closing on him a little bit. Now we've got a battle between Cornu and Ridgway again, who have diced it out so much in the early stages of this one. Ridgway up the inside of Cornu. Cornu does see him and allows Ridgway to go through without any dramas, but Cornu will have better traction on the exit and Ridgway will have to yield.
Yeah, he'll have to, and that was only given to him because Ridgway tightened that up then, coming out of turn 1. And because he tightened it up, the great overtake he did do scrubbed the speed off. So now he's fishing around the outside. He's carrying a lot more pace around that outside line. So if anybody's paying attention, that would be the line to be on there, because he literally just flew past Dennis Cornu like he wasn't even there. But he's now got to make sure it sticks. Oleswitsky's in there. Raheem Hakim is in there. These guys are really wheeling these things, says Jerome Lamy. I presume that is in YouTube chat. Welcome in, Jerome. Thank you very much. They are at the moment, dear sir, but not all of them keeping it on track. And Koji Ito is one of them. Unfortunately, that's just had another ta-ta-ta. So Koji Ito, unfortunately, has been off the side of the circuit and is just about to... Well, he is losing a place to get Bino Scattini. Oh, my God.
We're going to get it on board here. This is Bino Scattini. I don't know what really he's done wrong, though, in all honesty. We probably need to get another angle of it from...
I don't think he knew he was there, because effectively, he doesn't actually see him. Well, wrong one there. Hold on 2 seconds. If you have a look here... where did he go off?
That's the wrong one.
I don't believe he was actually seen by Rino Scattini.
Let's have a look.
Reno comes. He comes left. He definitely
he
does.
Pass across. He definitely comes across it. Yeah, on Ito. So yeah, that may be something for the stewards to look at later on. And one driver who is now the fastest one on circuit is Mackenzie Roon, who fell back so much in the early stages, posted the fastest up of the race at 147.7, but that's now gone back in the way of Simon Frelick, who's posted a 147.3. Are the conditions evolving pretty much now? Because it feels to me like there's more grip being found.
It's still raining. It is still raining, and that's the thing. It's still coming down, but it's not as heavy as what it was. The problem is it takes absolutely ages to dry when it is this wet. And let's be real about it, the weather itself, 16 degrees. So that's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Sciatini goes and scoots around in front of Marlon Morden. I just hope there wasn't contact there. So we're not even getting hot weather to dry the track out. If it stops raining, this will keep going right to the end. And Lee Aberdeen has jumped to the pit lane, and so is Kevin Zwemstra. Aberdeen, I think, is just going to park that. Yeah, he has. He's just about had enough. And why did you... Whoa.
Oh, that's a big shunt there into 100R.
What's that contact with Jimenez? That's going to be the question. No.
No, he's gone off by himself. He's clearly caught a patch of water somewhere at 100R, and the car just threw off into the road. So we're going to get a replay of it now. In fact, he's already gone off at the corner before, gets back on, but loses balance. And then as soon as he goes offline again, he's just, he was way offline.
That can't be normal. That wasn't normal. That didn't even look normal. He just turns left. Kevin Swipshaw. I was going to say that was not normal. Unless that was some severe disconnection of something, you don't just randomly turn left going into a right-hander. So, yeah, that was either... and it was either some form of incident with electrics, or, putting it bluntly, Kevin Webster just went and rage quit. Somebody's coming back across the middle of the circuit there.
That was dangerous. Yeah, I couldn't tell who that was that reversed back on, but that was too dangerous the way he rejoined there. That was Patrick Williams, who was at the back, as he has been for most of this race. So we're going to get a replay of it. He's about to do it. Oh, he's got on the curb. He's got on the curb, gone off the chat, and then just reversed back on without applying the brake.
No, Patrick.
That's poor driving standards, I'm afraid. And he's gone back onto the circuit now, and he's gone for another spin and nearly taken out another driver.
Oh, dearie me. It's not going well for Patrick Williams at the moment. Rino Scattini's in the pit lane. Patrick's off the side of the circuit. Ben Goyette, Zoltan Zamoda here with Simone Gabrielli in behind. The man from Italy. Behind that is Paul LeMay, who's struggling to keep the car on the circuit. The two brothers racing, man, and he's tucked in there, doing a great job in 14th, up 3 places. So this is all about finishing this race. We've just seen another fastest lap there from Raheem Hakeem. Just grab one this time. Can't be bothered with this kind of power boat racing. I didn't think you could, Mr. Swabshaw. I didn't think that was a disconnect of electronics. I believe that may have disconnected your anger issues there, sir, as he went and turned directly left into a wall. Some people just can't handle it. And it's not, they can't handle it as in, you can't handle it. It's just, sometimes you sit back and think, would this race be going ahead in real life? If it wouldn't be going ahead in real life, why are we torrential raining it in the virtual world? Look at that, it's just gone.
He's just completely missed his braking point. He was focused more on the driver alongside him as opposed to just focusing on the braking zone, and he's just gone straight on Hez Gabriel.
Yeah, they're all getting very spread out now. Mackenzie Roon is in front of Costas Tenebrau, just. In front of that is Michael LeMay, brother of Paul LeMay, from the two brothers racing. Mackenzie Roon here, Michael up 10 places. It just goes to show, if you can keep the car on track, you can gain positions And Mackenzie Roon's got to take it easy there. There's not a lot of grip around. You can go around the outside of 100R. That works. You've got to be right the way out, though. There's grip for days out there. So you can see Mackenzie Roon making the most of that one. And you can thank Robert Ridgway for finding that. He found that earlier on. And now it is Mackenzie Roon fighting his way back through with Richard Van Veen.
Yeah, he's brilliant in these conditions now. We've got a new fast stop of those, 146.3. I stand by the fact, James, as well. It's 146.0 now that Hakim has done. The track is definitely getting quicker. There's clearly more grip being found by the drivers, but providing they keep it on the circuit, there's definitely more grip to be found on the, as the laps continue to tick down. But Mackenzie Roon absolutely flying and pulling away. And don't be at all surprised to see him get back the fast lap at some point in the near future.
Great laps taking place at the moment. Ben Goyet is in the mix with Simone Gabriel, who had his own moment as they start getting spread out. Paul LeMay closing down on closing down on Goyet. No anger at all. It just isn't fun to race. These are red flag conditions, says Kevin Swenshaw. I agree, Kevin. I agree. Don't take it out on me, sir. I agree with you. I think they are red flag conditions in IRL. You're right, but we're not in IRL. We're in our virtual bubble, in our virtual world, in virtual cars around a virtual racetrack. You know what I mean? It's gonna just take it as a drop week. There you go. No dramas. Take it as a drop week. Marlon Morden, who's slowly coming back up through the field. It's like he goes up, it takes one step forward and 3 steps back. Unfortunately for Marlon, in 1 minute he's making gains, and then unfortunately next minute he's either going off the track or he's diving people, really would be a common terminology for that one. And good job that Paul has got his eyes open, otherwise that would have been Marlon Morden and him probably out of the race at that one, Tom.
Yeah, well, LeMay doing his best to keep his awareness intact. A 1:45.4 now for Simon Frelick. The time for Hakim is a 1:45.8, so those are the first two to make it into the 1 minute 45s. And the third place driver, Oslowski, is posted a 1:46.0. And the next car behind him, Robert Ridgway, what that time is he doing at the moment? He posted his personal best last time around, and it's now 1:47.6, so not as good as what it was before. But Luca Ferrani's starting to pull out some pace. Actually, he's in the 1 minute 46s, but there's no question that Frelick and Hakim are the fastest drivers on circuit right now.
Yeah, they are at the moment. They are at the moment. Ben Goyet is there. Marlon Morden is behind him somewhere. There he is, just pulling out now. But Marlon Morden, as he's just about to go and tackle Ben Goyet. Is he going to go deep? Is he going to make it the corner? It's like a 50-50 lottery at the moment in time. Is he going to go around the outside? Ben Goyet's not making it easy for him. He's going to, I would say, try and cut back, but there's no way in hell he's going to get the grip coming out of that corner.
Well, there you go. There's Morden getting his act together a little bit now, going through on Goyet 4 position. Mackenzie Roon is the next driver to make it to the 1 minute 45s now. He posted a 1:45.7. He is currently in 15th position, so not far off this battle that we are showing on picture as we speak. Mackenzie Roon's got a bit of ground to make up. Gabriel has been in the pits with a problem as well, but at least he's still going in 20th position. But yeah, keep an eye out on the times that are still coming through as we speak. It was a 1:45.4 last time around for Simon Frelick. What will he be doing now as we watch a replay of Gabriel exiting the pit lane after his latest stop? And I can tell you that Simon Frelick's lap time is not as good as before. 1:46.4 he has just posted. Hakim has done a 1:46.3, so they're not posting as good times as what they did last time. But we've got a change for position as Connor's gone through on Ferrani, and Ferrani has hit problems in the Unity racing machine.
Look at Ferrani there for the JPBroadcasting 67, and Yunus Amal in the Unity racing car. And in front of that is Dennis Cornu, also in part of the Unity Racing. Amal there trying to get the car stopped. Luca Ferrani in behind him. There's no real dry line. They're still trying to disperse some of the rain that's come down, and unfortunately it's still coming down here as well. Luca Ferrani going into the left-hander now of Coca-Cola. Going to sweep round 100R. There's grip on the outside. Keep going. Keep going. Nope, you can go a little bit further. There's grip out there. and then you come back in again, avoiding these puddles that are just absolutely torrential. And you can see just from the roll bar above Luca Verani there just how bad it actually is. It's got to be tiptoed weather, and how they're even managing to see in this race is absolutely beyond me. One man though I will shout out is this man here, Andy Flynn, who is up 13 spots at the moment and is sitting in 10th place.
He's doing a fine job so far, is Andy Flynn. We saw his racecraft last week at Sebring when he tangled up with someone, but then came back through to finish in a fine, I think it was something like 12th or 13th last week that Andy Flint had finished up there. He was 13th, he was able to recover, which was a fantastic effort by his standards. And now he's got Simon Fessi ahead of him, who has made up 9 positions from his starting spot. So 2 drivers who've had really good races so far, now going toe-to-toe as we approach the halfway point.
Yeah, they are going to be going backwards and forwards here. Andy Flint and Simon Fessi, both men have gained. It's 22 places between the two of them. Oh, Flint's got to run now. He's got to get through. There goes Simon Frelick, not Simon Frelick, Simon Fessi in the BMW HP liveried machine. That was a good few years ago, that livery now, to be blatantly honest
Williams.
with you. Yeah, Williams. Yeah, it was the, wasn't it a BMW Williams machine that they had?
The constructor was still Williams, but they had the BMW engine back then with like, the HP sponsorship, and that was a few years before BMW tied up with Sauber, and obviously it became a fully fledged Grand Prix team back then. Mackenzie Roon's posted a new fast stop of the race, and whilst he's in 15th position, I can tell you the time that he's just posted, 1:45.2, and that's better than what Simon Frelick previously posted, which was by a couple of tenths. But you can see that Frelick has gone back into the 1:45s now. He's beginning to rekindle the pace he had set a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, you see Andy Flint there. That is Flint behind, and then behind that is Zoltan Zamotta as he's diving all over the place trying to get out there. You can see, you literally can't see nothing from behind. These guys having a right little go at each other once more. It looks like Mackenzie Roon, for all of his trouble, for all of his worth, back end's coming around.
Yeah, he's probably caught the curb on the exit of 100. No, he's already going round.
Yeah, he hit the puddle on the inside. That's a wide line through 100, dear sir. And for all of his efforts, he's just gone poof like Harry Potter up a chimney. So there you go. If you are here, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. As we keep going here with, what have we got? 15, 17 laps still remaining. Jonas Amau and Dennis Cornu, part of Unity Racing, sitting in 5th and 6th. Both gained 13 positions between the both of them. They're doing great jobs at the moment. Is your closest battle on the racetrack?
Yunus Emil is still in touch with Cornu ahead. Olszewski's the next driver to get into the 1:45s now. He posted his personal best lap of the race in 3rd place, has the pole. So we've got 2 Polish drivers in the podium positions right now. Yunus Emil, man from Morocco, in 6th position for Unity Racing. And the driver ahead of him is in actual fact his teammate in the number 32, Dennis Cornu. That's a Dunlop where he's gone off at. Yeah, there we go. So you can see Fessy and Samosa going side by side into the right-hander of turn 1. Will Fessy outbrake Samosa into the corner? I think he does outbrake him, but Samosa's going to have the inside line. And that is enough for Samosa to go through. Gets good traction coming out of there. So that should be him keeping hold of 9th position. That will be, yeah, I think that was a lapped car. No, I think that was a lapped car that just went off before. Okay, so yeah, that's Samosa going wide at Dunlop, coming back on. And he's ahead still of, oh, had a bit of a slowdown there. I don't know what on earth is going on there, but he almost like he near lost it. But Flint is able to take advantage of them both, and 9th position is his now. It's gone round. It's gone round, James, again on the exit of Coca-Cola. He's gone into the wall, I think, as well as Samosa having a nightmare of a few corners. And we're going to see, yeah, around he goes. Does he hit the wall? Just misses it. Oh, no, he does tap it, but it's a minor touch anyway. That shouldn't harm the car too much. But he has lost time. Yeah, I said 24 before the race had begun, but don't take my word for it because I could well be wrong as well. But there is Cornu running in 5th place ahead of Amel still, going rather well. Is Cornu having a fine race as well. But Simon Frelick able to manage the lead. That will help his cause for the championship. He went into this round 5th on 127 points, but he's going to pick up a healthy total with Kevin Stremstra not scoring. He's out of the race. Luca Ferrari could well be leading the championship after this round. And things are going in the way for him, and definitely for Simon Frelick. And Hakim, who went into the round 15th in the standings, well, he's certainly going to elevate up the order with the way his race has gone out. That was very close, wasn't it? But, you know, he lives to fight another day. Amal, right on the tail of his teammate Dennis Cornu on the pit straight. Will he be able to get the car so down in time. I think Cornu will let him go here and take the race in line before they get to the corner. He does so. He does not fight it. Way too deep. Oh, yeah, it was too quick going over the curves and caught the slippery patches of water, and that's just dropped him back. And Mackenzie Rue not having a good race tonight. You can see Amel and Cornu's still going at it. I can't believe Cornu's still ahead of Amel by the looks of it, because it almost looked like Amel got the job done into turn 1. But no, he hasn't. And Luca Ferrani right on the tail of those two. Mackenzie Rune has gone back into the pit lane because he may have had a shunt. No. It's a rage quit. Yeah, it's a...
Yeah, he has gone there as well. Alex Hopkins lost to commentator audio. Oh, okay. Are we back now? Who did we lose? We'll wait patiently for that one. As Samuel goes in deep there. Dennis Cornu nearly comes in and goes deep with him. That is a bat marker in front of him. And Samuel does go through. What about Dennis Cornu? He does. And Luca Varani, he does as well. So Luca Varani has come through. We clearly, I presume we are both back, and he can hear both of us here, Tom, but this is probably the main battle on the racetrack. And we've got Mackenzie Rune in the pit lane, and that looks like we've had another one out. It's down to 24 now.
Yeah, we're down to 23, I think, if you discount Mackenzie Rune, because I don't think he's going to come back onto the circuit anytime soon. Ferrani right on the tail of the Unity racing cars, but he's twitching on his way through 300R and almost not being able to get the car slow down. How does he get on through Dunlop? Does he get through safely? Does slide a little bit, but he gets through no problem there. But you can see Ferrani coming into his zone now, as Amel is already in front of Cornu not too long ago. Robert Ridgway a few seconds up the road, but he's had a fine race as well by his standards in terms of his cleanliness and his racecraft displayed here today. But there's no one able to touch Simon Frelick at the moment. It's going to take an almighty error for him to throw this one away.
Yeah, he said, well, you're back. We lost yourself, did you? Lost me. Oh, I'm back now. Hopefully you can hear me fine. No dramas at all. The Unity Racing boys still running, as they are. Line of stern. That is a back marker over on the left-hand side of the circuit. Mackenzie Rune is out, so we're down to 23 cars. Patrick Williams, Stefan Dollar, Dorian Oruro are still running. Stefan back out in that Bears and Hornets livery. Patrick Williams is still going despite having what can only be described as an absolute awful evening. Oscar Artinano has just spun that car, and by the looks of it, that back end's coming round, Oscar. There we go. You're already sliding, you're already out of control, and you're already round for the XPD2. And around he goes, unfortunately, for Oscar Artinanu. So a little bit of a nightmare. Jonas Amel now opening up about a second gap over Dennis Cornu. And Cornu is tucked in behind him. He's got about a second over Luca Varani. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has put everybody 1 second behind, 1 second or more behind the car in front. So, yeah, unfortunately, the rain is turning more into a marathon than it is a sprint. And as we say that, just picked up on the Stefan Dolora, and he's running side by side here. Oh, you're going to go in well deep. There you go.
Yeah.
You've already missed it.
It's almost like he's had a brake failure there. It's almost like his brakes have completely gone.
Oh, dude, I don't even know if he was on the brakes, to be blatantly honest with you. I think once he realised that he had to brake, he missed his spot. Probably should have broke now. He didn't. Look, he's full lock, trying to get it stopped, and unfortunately he doesn't get it stopped. And then he goes off and has something else after the Stefan Donnerer. Is he going to go round? You are. Is he going to go in the wall? He is. And then after that, Donnerer jumps back to the pit. So it looks like we've lost another one as we're down to 22. And the closest battle is Oscar Artinanu in front of Ngayan here, who is chasing him down. So, yeah, long race for some of these guys, Tom.
Yeah, well, at least Simon Frelick has kept his car on the circuit, and now we are seeing Ngayan going through on Artinano. Artinano gets well wide on the way through Dunlop. Does he get the car slowed down? I think he does, just about. But he's lost the position there to Ngayan, and then Ngayan just heads on through, but he's got another 17 seconds to make up on Costas Tenebrail. And they are going towards nets. Behind Artinano, I think that's actually it's either a back marker that's behind them, or it might be one of the leaders trying to get through ahead of him.
Yeah. I can tell you now, at this moment in time,
it's one of the leaders. It's Oslivsky, I think it is, that's trying to get through on...
Yeah, Jakub Oleszewski going through, taking, putting them a lap down is Jakub. Not saying he should be going through, but at the moment he really is not going through. He is going through now. You're going to get that car stopped. You are. And Jakub Oleszewski does make it through. So a great job for him. Dorian Oruro has unfortunately had another moment. And Dennis Corner has lost that place to Luca Varani. Why we were looking, Corner's run wide. And unfortunately that's allowed Luca Varani through. Dorian Oruro. Oh, your back end's coming around, sir. You're already spotty. And there you go, on the curb. Around he goes for Dorian and doesn't come back onto the racetrack. But Dennis Corner and Luca Varani still battling away here.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be a compilation of drivers spinning round in these conditions, because it feels like we've just seen a complete museum of them. If that makes sense, or maybe like a short film of cars doing pirouettes around Mount Fuji.
Yeah, if you stuck on with the Benny Hill movie theme tune as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, you know, and round they go, round they go, round they go. It's just one of them. You know, it just said Kevin Swemshaw, although hasn't, you know, out effectively, Kevin, you know, he is right. It would be red flagged in these conditions. They are absolutely torrential, but they kind of just got to suck it up, you know, and that's the thing. And they've just got to try and go with it. It's not the most easiest, and I do agree with it. The conditions out here are absolutely terrible, and they are tiptoeing around, and it's been a very long race, and apart from people going off, there's not been really the side-by-side close racing that we expect from iGP because of the rain and the nature of the circuit and how tough it's been. But it's on the calendar, and you've just got to go and do it. And now, you know, somehow it's closing down on Robert Ridgway.
Yeah, there's a battle raging between those two now. Ridgway really beginning to struggle, and Amel is able to preserve some tyres for the latter stages of the race. We've also got a battle for 9th place between Marlon Morden and Andy Flint further back. They're quite some way off this battle, but nevertheless we are seeing some action happening throughout the field. 22 cars still going. Patrick Williams a lap down in last place. In fact, it's a whole lap behind Dorian Arroyo. And you just got to hope if there's any more drivers that drop out before he does, and hopefully he can pick up some useful points as a consequence. But you can just see Robert Ridgway trying to find grip everywhere he can. He had a poor lap in comparison to his rivals. He did a 46.5, whereas Amal was able to do a 45.7, which is his best lap of the race. And Luca Varani's done a 45.9, and Cornu's done a 45.9.
Yeah, curbs are not your friend in the rain as Andy Flint has just cleared Marlon Morden. I'm wondering if that was a clean pass or did Marlon run himself a little bit wide. I've got a funny feeling. Yeah, made a mistake. Unfortunately for Marlon Morden. It was interesting because he did have a moment in this race where he was nice and calm. And when he's calm, he was making up positions. But then when we get the Marlon Morden now, who's got a bit ragged. Do you know the thing is, when he's chasing people, he's clean. When he catches people and tries to go past people, you're never quite sure if he's going to make it through cleanly or end up climbing all over them. And that's the problem. You would now, knowing that, if you get onto a rain-soaked track again, you'd probably look to let him go through because you just don't know what he's going to do. When he's chasing and catching up, he's great. You know what I mean? Nobody better. Near and overtaken is a problem.
Well, yes, and May has had trouble trying to overtake drivers, but at least he's kept his car on the island, which is the most important thing. He's not accepting. I mean, his best lap of the race has been a 1:47.2, and he's just posted a 48.8. So it's not like he's going like the wind, if you want to put it in those words. He's just not setting the world alight in these conditions whatsoever. The nearest driver ahead of him is Ben Goyet, the Canadian, who's another 5 seconds up the road, and Paul LeMay 1:50.4. So he's lost time on this lap.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to for Paul LeMay. You know, he's just finishing the race. He's up 4 places. He don't like the rain. I know Paul personally. He doesn't like the rain. He's just driving because he's there and he's on the calendar and he's doing his thing. And he's keeping it on the racetrack. You know, if he come up behind me, I would be confident that he's going to make it past me cleanly. The person who we was talking about beforehand, obviously with Marlon Morden, if Marlon come up behind me, I wouldn't be sure how I was going to survive it or not. So, for me, I think Paul LeMay, keep it on the stuff, mate. You do you. You're going to finish the race. You're going to get points, which is more than pretty much half the field in behind him. So fair play to him. Go, Paul. That's all I've got to say on that one. Amal and Varani are now a second apart at the moment here. And that's Yunus Amal. Varani's in that spray somewhere. There he is, as he's come out the other side for Luca Varani. So nice little kick battle for both of these guys. It's now a second gap, up 6. Everybody that has gained positions is in the top 7. The only one that's mainly lost 1 in the top 8 is Tony Jimenez. Then you've got Andy Flint, who's up 14. Morden's down 6. Fessie's up 7. Goyet's up places. Everybody in the top 6, 17, apart from Marlon Morden and Tony Jimenez, and I'm not really going to count Tony Jimenez, he's only lost 1 place, has lost places. Everybody else has gained them, and that's due to the fact that they've kept it on the racetrack.
Well, we've seen a sea of green lap times being posted now, James. A 1:44.1 for Simon Frelich, a 44.4 for Rahim Hakim, and a 44.2 for Jakub Olszewski as they go through. This is Amal who's getting held up.
Oh, that's a back marker.
It's a back marker. It's getting in the way. He shouldn't be in that fight at all. And it's allowed Luca Ferrari to get into the mix. And will he send one up the inside towards that right-hander before next?
Man, that was Oscar Artinanu, dude. I do love you, but that was pretty terrible. Sticking your nose in there. Yunus Amal and Luca Varani now are very close together going into the final 5 laps here. You can safely say that Simon Frelich absolutely dominated up the road by 7.5. Then we got 16 back from Oleszewski over in 3rd. Then Robert Ridgway in 4th. Yunus Amal 5th. Luca Varani in 6th here. As these guys continue to chase, there goes Robert Ridgway in that 17 bright orange machine. Patrick Williams has unfortunately had another moment. Elliot Yingling has also had a moment at this rain-soaked Fuji circuit. And guess what? It's still raining. It is still raining here. And unfortunately for Elliot Yingling, he has gone round. Luca Varani is closing in. He's going to run wide and his tyres are going to go on there. Locks full up, can't get the car stopped, and around he goes. And Guyana has also just unfortunately had a moment, and that has allowed Oscar Artinanu to go through on his place. But Yunus Amal and Luca Varani, closest battle on the racetrack. Varani's trying to go up the inside through turn 8, through 300R. He's going to swap back now. He's going to take the inside line. Luca Varani's just played the game there with Yunus Amal. He put to... No!
That was naughty. That was really naughty, that, from Yunus Amal, just not leaving Ferrari enough room there to get the car slowed down. It's almost like they're going to bang wheels and collide on the way into Dunlop. And Ferrari won't like that one bit, but he'll just have to keep at it in the remaining laps.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep going here. Luca Varani over Yunus Amal, 6 tenths now. And we'll see what he's going to be able to do. Lap 28 of 32. Simon Froelic's got 4 laps remaining. Yingling is in the pit lane. He's jumped to the pit, so it looks like he may have lost another one. Down to 21 drivers out of 32 that started. That is 11 we have lost so far, and neither myself nor Tom Cairns was right about how many drivers we had left, as I had 26, Tom had 24, and at the moment we're only on 21. So there we go, and we've still got 4 more laps here once more. Been a very slow race, Tom. I think 32 laps in the rain at Fuji might be a little bit long.
Yeah, well, the drivers are coping it just fine. A couple of battles throughout the field. We are seeing one of them, Amel and Ferrani, for 5th place, and there's a battle for 18 between Artanano and Guyan. And we've also got a battle for 9th place between Flint and Morden again, so don't ignore that battle by any means. Flint does get the car slowed down, Morden nearly running into him as they exit the corner. They've only got 5 more tours, unless they are a lap down on the leaders, but we haven't got long left in this now.
Yeah, and it's still quite a way away from each other. However, Varani and Amal into Dunlop, the right-hander. Amal's got in a little bit of hot. That's going to give Varani a little bit of a run up to turn 13. He is looking on the inside. Nothing doing there for Luca Varani. Now we're going to be going round turn 14 into nets, coming out into 15. Varani still tucked in right behind him, going through 16 now into Panasonic. Round he goes, going to go all the way round here. Varani tightens it up a little bit more than Amal. Now it's down to Varani to sit in there and see what he's going to be able to do. He's going to close in. The draft's going to bring him in. However, the rain's going to slow him down. That is why we are not moving as fast as we normally can. 3 temps at the moment here for Luca Varani. 3-4, 3-3, 3-2, 3-1. We're just below 2. We pulled out to spot our breaking point. We have not pulled out to make an overtake. We are too far back for Luca Varani. And Yunus Amal survives another day, Tom, or another lap.
Yeah, he'll carry on as he is. They're coming up towards what I think is a bat marker. I don't know who that is. Ahead of them, they are heading through the left-hander of Coca-Cola, but they'll just have to navigate their way through. Nevertheless, there is Amal. I can't see who that bat
That's
marker
Robert
is.
Ridgway. There's no bat marker there.
Okay, so yeah, they're coming up to the back of Ridgway in a moment, so it'll become a 3-car battle for 4th position. Ridgway, Amal and Ferrani. Cornu has been left in the dust. Well, these two are continuing their dicing all the way through the lap. This is like Massa and Kubica all over again all those years back.
Now Varani's got the inside line going into Dunlop. Amal's going to try and run him around the outside. Varani's still demanding space. Both men completely miss the apex. Amal completely misses the corner altogether. So that battle is now over and done with. That's allowed Luca Varani to go 2 seconds up the road and Dennis Corner to go 4 seconds in. Let's go back to one of the other battles that's slowly materialising as well. Marlon Morden and Andy Flint here for the Scuderia Races Forces. And Morden from Fast Lane, you just see it on the roll bar in front of us beneath the camera. And again, Morden looking like he's going to come in on the curb. Never good in the rain. Loses a little bit of time. That gap goes back out to 9 temps. How's he going to cope with this one? Unfortunately, it looks like Ben Goyet and Michael LeMay. Oh, Michael, who was driving so well, is still up 11 places. Oh, dude, slow it down. Whoa, it was contact.
There was contact with another car there. Who was that tipped him into the barrier effectively?
I have no idea.
I want to see which car that was that he tried to get through there. It
Richard
was
Van Veen.
It was Richard Van Veen. I was going to say, it looks like it was him that just didn't allow it. Yeah, that's poor from Van Veen. He knew that LeMay was alongside and he just didn't lift off the throttle when he needed to have done.
Now, I love Michael LeMay. He's Paul LeMay's brother. But I think you may find here the rotational axis of Michael LeMay is actually coming in on Richard Van Veen.
I'm going to have to put it on Van Veen because he knew that LeMay was ahead of him before the corner, because Van Veen was not going at the exact racing speed compared to LeMay. And yeah, that's just poor from Van Veen. That's poor driving.
I don't know on that one. I got to be honest. Van Veen doesn't really move, and I think if we had a look in Michael LeMay's cockpit, he's coming left. Look, his line isn't straight. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll allow the stewards to have that one all day. Let us know in YouTube chat if you've got a personal opinion on the Michael LeMay and Richard Van Veen. Morden again, dude, like, step down. Every time you get close, you go off the circuit. Every time you get close, go off the circuit. Every time you manage to make it through, you try and get away, you end up off the circuit. So Marlon Morden has got to be a little bit more careful here going into lap 31. Where is the leader? He's coming down into Dunlop at this moment in time. So Simon Frelick will be on the final lap very shortly, Tom, and I can probably guarantee there's quite a few drivers who are looking forward to that.
Yeah, and they'll be looking forward to see that checker flag coming out in the near future. And behind Frelick on the road is Paul LeMay, as I think Simon Fez is a long way up ahead of Frelick on the road, so at least Frelick doesn't have to get by any more back markers between now and the end of this one. Marlon Morden chasing after Andy Flick for 9th position, running out of time now is the Frenchman, but at least he'll get to the checker flag, unlike 11 drivers in this one that won't be picking up any points. I can say that Patrick Williams, who is still going, is he's a long way off the next driver ahead of him, but at least he'll get to the end.
Yeah, Simon Frelick here taking the white flag. Edward Hunter in YouTube chat. Look at Simon Frelick go, showing all the iRacing boys how it's done. Well, he's led from start to finish. Him and Raheem Hakim are the only two people probably on the race circuit that hasn't changed, lost, gained, or anything on positions there. Ben Goyette has just lost. He's just unfortunately gone off the side of the circuit again. I don't even know. Ben is still running, but on that one, but yeah, very difficult. Ridgeway slowly being closed in by Luca Varani. Marlon Morden.
It just sums up his evening, doesn't it?
Yeah, Robert Ridgeway there as well. Now got Luca Varani tucked in right behind him. Simon Frelick on his run round from turn 7 down through 300R into 8 and 9, which is what that is effectively, and then down into Dunlop for the final time here. And Simon Frelick absolutely dominating. Just keep it on the racetrack for a few more corners and you'll get 60 points coming your way for Simon Frelick. And we'll just watch him over the line because Luca Varani has closed in on Robert Ridgeway. And that gap's coming down quite rapidly, actually. I might just check it in quickly. Varani's tucked in behind him. Is he going to be able to get through? But Simon Frelick, one more corner to go here at Panasonic. And Simon Frelick is going to win the rain-soaked Fuji Gp to the point of where he gets 2 Barneys waving at him. And Simon Frelick is going to take the checkered flag. He is going to win the race over. Don't do that in the rain, mate. Don't do that, because you will be highly embarrassed if you went and put yourself in the wall. And he does come over the line. Simon Frelick taking that victory to the point of where he gets 2 Barneys waving flags. Robert Ridgeway, is he going to hang on, cover the inside? Look at Varani there, tucked in right behind him. This could be a run down to the line here. Varani now has got to try and send it in somewhere, whether it be the inside, the outside, send it in deep, keep it narrow. Comes in tight, Luca Varani. I think it is going to be Ridgeway though. Ridgeway's going to take his one away. I don't think Varani's going to get there. Ridgeway's going to get 4th. Varani's going to come over the line in 5th. Is he going to chase him anymore? He's not. There's the line, and it is Robert Ridgeway in 4th place. Luca Varani in 5th, and then everybody else coming in behind him there once again. So an interesting race, I think we can safely say, Tom, for some of these guys, and some of them will probably be glad to see the back of this, I think.
Yeah, they'll be happy to move on from that, because that was a challenge and a half, if not more than that. And looking at the calendar we've got in the coming races, if I can just get the calendar up for myself, and then I'll at least know. We've got the Circuit of the Americas, which is quite a convenient one, because that's where Formula 1 will be racing at next weekend. And then we've got Misano, we've got Interlagos, Suzuka, Jerez, Imola, Nürburgring, and Hockenheim. A lot of brilliant venues to watch. Hence why the JP Broadcasting YouTube channel is the channel to subscribe to, and want to keep an eye on all the action we've got in this particular championship. We've just seen Dorian Arroyo crossing over the line, and James will kindly run down on the final classification on what's been a drenched Super Formula race in the iGPFun Super Formula Lights Championship.
Simon Frelick is your winner. Raheem Hakim in 2nd. Jakub Oleswinski in 3rd. Robert Ridgway in 4th. Luca Varani in 5th. Yunus Amau in 6th, with Dennis Cornu in 7th place. Tony Jimenez rounding out the top 8. Then Andy Flint in 9th, and Marlon Morden in 10th. Then you got Simon Fessy, Paul LeMay, Ben Goyette, Zoltan Zmoda, and Richard Van Veen round out the top 15. Costas Tenebrow behind that in 17th, and Guy in 18th, Oscar Artinoin in 19th, Dorian Oruro in 20th, Patrick Williams in 21st, the last of the runners. Then we've got Eric Yingling, Stefan Dodderer, Mackenzie Roon, Koji Ito, Rina Sattini, Simone Gabrielli, Kevin Zwemstra, Lee Aberdeen, and Nicholas Manorel are out of this race. There's also Joseph Mark Lucas and Clark Williams, who are also out of the race as well. Final thoughts from you, Tom, for what has been a very wet race.
Yeah. And of course, in the area of Mount Fuji, it is a mountainous area, so it's no surprise to see the rain come lashing down the land of the rising sun. But for the drivers, it'll be back to North America next time out at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, in Texas. Will the rain continue to fall down there, or will it be a dry one, as I'd imagine the vast majority of them will be wishing for?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got more racing to come up next week on the JPB YouTube channel, but coming up a little bit later on is the Next Gens from Triple Bypass. You can get yourself involved and stay up if you're a bit of a night out. Radical SR8 Championship returns tomorrow, and the UK Sim Racers back on Tuesday. BSC NASCAR on the Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and then it gets a little bit manic after that here on the JPB YouTube channel. We're going to have about 17 broadcasts this week, so pay attention, because there's going to be a lot going on the YouTube channel. But for now, I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Tom Cairns. Take care, have a great week, and you know, want to track some time. Good night.